Welcome to Detox Your Daily Habits, the show where we have raw and vulnerable conversations around spirituality, get real about how messy personal growth is, and bring to light the truths of how hard it is to break through your limiting beliefs in order to trust your higher self.
Hi guys.
Welcome back to Detox
Your Daily Habits.
It's been a long day. I've been up since 1 a.m.
Yeah, not me. I've been up since like 6 though.
Yay!
That's still early for me.
Yes.
We know about this.
We're celebrating all of our wins.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
Dakota consistently getting up at 6 a.m. is a big win.
Mind you, it's because I have a job now, but...
Hey, whatever works. For real.
I've been doing good too. I've been getting up, meditating, journaling, for the most part. So I'm pretty happy about myself.
Very proud of you.
Thank you.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
that.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to episode 9. Feeling fine. Looking like a dime. Hope you like my rhyme.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
I'm done.
Someone stop her.
Alright. Okay, I'm done. But today, we want to talk to you about the gift of life.
And the present moment.
Yep. And that is the gift.
That is. The gift is the present.
Yeah.
The present is the gift.
And the most beautiful thing about being present is it's within.
Yeah. Also, I have to side note, I haven't told Dakota this because we actually haven't had time to talk. We've been on very busy schedules, but I have to thank you for bringing in this topic. When you suggested it last week,
You didn't reply to me for like 4 days.
I actually have just been like, the present moment is such a hard thing for me to grasp because my brain I'm an overthinker. I go a lot. A lot's going on up there at all given times. And so being present has been a practice that I have not been practicing this year. And hindsight is 2020, baby, because looking back on the year and my ups and downs and the like whole gist of it, like I have not grasped the concept of being present. The first 5 months of the year, I definitely was very future focused, so much so that I overwhelmed myself and got in this really big paralysis by analysis situation and completely just was thinking way too far ahead and thinking about all the things I had to do to get where I wanted to be, and it spiraled me out of control in a sense. And then when everything went haywire and I found out some new awarenesses within my family structure and it flip-flopped, all of a sudden I was very past, just thinking about the past nonstop, to where it led me to a small weird depression and going over all of my mistakes and all the things I didn't do or did do and mourning what used to be my family dynamic versus what it is going to be from here on out, and all these things that was just very just heavy in my head. And last week I've just gotten into this weird rut, and so when you mentioned it last week, I was like, man, I really need to put this into practice, especially if we're going to talk about it next week. And I have done my best to just be very present and take each day by day since then, and honestly everything has completely changed in the good way. I've been more adamant about getting up in my morning routine. I've been more adamant about work and just been in a really good flow of things because I am waking up with each new day and just that moment and what can I do in this exact moment to get to where I want to go tomorrow, not 6 years from now or 20 or even next week, but what can I do today that'll set me up for tomorrow, and so on. And man, it's really changed the game for me this week, and I needed that reminder, and I needed to practice what I preach, and I did, and it's working out very well.
Well, I love to hear that, and I'm glad I hit you at the right time.
You did. So I don't even know if this topic is for anyone else but me. But I'm glad we're here. I'm glad we're doing it because it definitely is. Man, the present is literally all we have. We don't even know if we have the rest of the day. I would say today's all you have, but you don't know. All you have right now is this moment that you're in right this second. And yeah.
Yeah, dude, exactly. That's mainly what I wanted to touch on the fact that, I've said this before in past podcasts, but literally you don't ever have the past or the future. You never have a certain amount of time. You're always in the present moment. There's nothing else to worry about because you're only ever going to have this moment that you have right now in this second while you're listening to this podcast, while we're talking to you. It's the only moment we're ever going to have. Yet we, you know, like Danielle was saying, paralysis by analysis is just like, we constantly think about the past, and then we're stuck thinking about something that we cannot change, and then we're stuck thinking about something that we cannot even expect because we don't even know if it's going to happen, and we're not living our day-to-day lives enjoying what we can in the moment. And when you are present and you get thankful for every single thing that you're in, every single thing that you're doing in this moment, you start to feel better about your life. You start to feel more joyful, more happy, more understanding. And don't get me wrong, you're going to feel all these other emotions too, but you can sit with them in those moments. And when you sit with them, they disappear. They go away. A lot of times, like, we want to be so angry about something that someone said maybe a week ago, but it's not a week anymore. But what you can do is, you're still angry. If you're still angry at that person or that thing or whatever it may be, the circumstance that you're currently in, take a moment, breathe, sit with it, and you'll notice it. You know, once you start to realize what it is that you're angry and you're accepting it and you come to an agreement, it's going to get smaller. Before you know it, it's not going to matter anymore. And that's the beauty of being present, the beauty of, you know, instead of letting our minds completely just go off the rails, it's understanding that we have a moment of peace, and that's within, and that is now.
Yes, and just to piggyback off what you're saying there, it's also something you have to be very mindful of when you are in that moment. Like, for example, this morning, this whole topic has really come into play with my whole week, but this morning I got a route on Amazon that was really frustrating, and it was a bunch of apartment buildings, and the first two I went to, like, I couldn't get in. There was something wrong with the lockers, and all of a sudden I just started being like, oh, well, today's gonna suck. And I was like, you know what? No, in this present moment I'm frustrated and annoyed, but that doesn't mean that's the kicker for the whole day. And then I felt myself looping those feelings of frustration, even though the rest of the route got somewhat easier. And I actually had to sit and be present for a moment and be like, am I actually frustrated right now, or am I telling myself I'm frustrated because that's how it started? So be careful that you actually feel those feelings, and you're not just telling yourself you're angry or telling yourself you're frustrated, because sometimes we're not even frustrated or angry anymore, but in our head we're just, yeah, this is it. And it's not even an actual feeling or sensation you're still holding.
Yeah, and honestly, the emotion isn't the problem. It's the story or the unhappiness, the unhappy story that you keep telling yourself. It's not really the emotion. It's not that sense of energy you feel inside. It's the story you keep telling yourself over and over again. And once you begin to accept and let go, it won't be there anymore. I think more so when we do those things, we can be more in the present moment, when we surrender to whatever it is. And man, like, I feel like constantly I'm very much a person who, yes, I dwell on my past, don't get me wrong, but I more so am so anxious of always in my future. It's like, what am I going to do next? What should I be doing now? Like, what is my next step? I'm never actually like thinking about what I'm doing in this moment. So like, maybe I'm excited because I'm thinking about going to, let's just say, like a show, right? Because I like to go to shows. Maybe I'm excited about going to a show, and so like my whole consciousness is thinking about being at the show and being with my friends. But in this moment, I'm getting ready, and I can enjoy these moments of me having me time and being at peace and not having to worry about anything but me right now in this moment. You know, like, every moment is a gift of life, and you only have the moment that you're in. Do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, no, I do. And I was thinking, it's funny because I'm more of a past person. I like to dwell on my past, and like, when you get future focused, it's full of anxiety. But when you start really dwelling on your past, that's where it leads and can tumble into depression. And
yeah, sometimes
you get a fun concoction of both.
And that's on detox.
But like, especially when I go to, like, if I get excited, like, it's being present when you go somewhere or do something fun is even more important, because a lot of times, I know maybe some of y'all can relate, like, festival wise, I would go to festivals, and like on the second day of the festival, I'm already sad because it's ending. But I still have like 2 more days, and I'm already sitting in this, like, I miss it thought process, because it's in my head. I'm like, oh, I know time's going to go by fast. So now it's over and I'm sad. And it's like, I'm not even being present in the fun of it all, because I'm over here contemplating on how I'm going to be sad in 3 days from now. And you know, if we took the time to, I feel like a lot of times I can think back that where I was most present is at shows, because I do, like, when I go to festivals, there's at least 3 or 4 times where I stop and, like, make myself take it all in and, like, sit and back and be like, wow, this is a really great moment. What a beautiful, wherever I'm at. And that's how you remember, that's how you really take in memories and you take in moments, is when you sit and you look around you and you listen to people and you laugh with people and you feel it, and you look at the colors and look at the scenery and you take it in a full moment. And there's nothing honestly more beautiful than that. And it doesn't have to be at a festival, anywhere, whatever you're doing can be that moment that's like, wow, like even if you're on an early morning route and you're driving, the sunset or the sun rises and you're like, wow, what a beautiful moment. I'm so happy I could witness this. You know, there's a lot of moments where we take for granted, but being more present, like Dakota said, really does bring in an attitude of gratitude. And when you're able to take things that might be shitty and to twist them into something that you're grateful for, it changes everything, because you realize you're rich in so many ways, no matter if it's financially or not.
Yeah, I love that. I want to go back to the sunset thing just because, like, I just want to mention this, that, like, I don't feel like, I keep saying, like, my bad, but whenever I got to a certain point in my time of living, I guess, like, age, I don't know if it was like 21, 22, but I just remember enjoying sunsets and enjoying sunrises. Like, those things are, like, so, I love them because they are never the same. They always change and they're always so beautiful.
Yes, and I'm a sucker for a good sunrise and sunset too. And
well, what if we can use that analogy to your everyday life? No moment is the same. It changes every moment, and it's all beautiful. Take it all in, every single moment that you have. It's literally the only moment that you have.
It is. And there's a saying that helps me a lot from Ram Dass, and it's be here now. So whenever I find myself, like, really twisted up in my head about things, I literally stop and I'm like, be here now. Like, be right here in this moment now. And it really helps you ground into being present. But also remember that being present is a practice. Like, a lot of us, we run on 95% subconscious movement, subconscious things. It's really hard to actually get into that 5% and be fully conscious throughout your day. It's probably impossible to do it 24 hours, but take moments when you're washing the dishes, feel the soap, listen to the sounds, look at the things around you. When you're driving is a great time to be present.
Yeah.
And
very unconscious when we're driving.
When you're walking or whenever you're doing, just take small moments, 1 or 2 minutes, to just be extremely present and notice everything around you. Sights, sounds, smells, anything. And the more you practice that, the easier to get to kind of rein yourself in and being more within the moment. Also, your relationships will flourish, because when you're present with the people you're around and you really are, like, into what they're saying and not off, people love that. We love that. And it's hard for us sometimes. I know it's hard for me a lot, but the more we practice, the better we get.
And the more we practice presence in our daily lives, the more peaceful we get. And the more peace we see within, the more peace we see outside of our world as well. So it's important to, just remember that. It is a practice, though, definitely. And just like, driving, why it's so unconscious to us is because we do it, like, daily. Of course, if you're over the age of, 15 or whatever. But you know what I'm saying. Like, we do it so daily, it's an unconscious thing for us. So once we start practicing daily, or as much as we can, being present, it's going to be an conscious thing for us. It's going to be so easy that before we know it, that's how we're living. And that goes with everything in your life. When you're practicing it daily, it's going to become an unconscious behavior for you. And those could be good things, you know what I mean? Just depending on whatever it is for you.
I'm over here nodding my head like they can see me. I'm like,
I do that all the time. Every time you're talking, I'm like, ooh, that's good. Like, damn.
Just so y'all know, those are some good head nods going.
I want to talk about, today I was listening to a podcast on presence, and I forgot what he said, to be quite honest, or like why I got this like small epiphany, but I feel like it's so, so important, and I'm very thankful that I got this small understanding. But, so up until, this point of my life, I felt like living your life to the fullest to me was living your life with every, exhilaration and everything that you can. So like, instead of going to work to your 9 to 5, go and adventure and hike and just live your life to the fullest because you don't know when you're going to die next. But I think I've been getting that wrong. It's not live your life to the fullest. It's live your life fully present. Because in those moments, you know, that's all we ever have. But like, we don't know when we're going to die. So the most beautiful thing we can do is live presently. And I'm not taking away from the concept of you know, not working that 9 to 5 and living your best life. You know, live your best life, please.
Get it.
But like, also, it's not about it. It's about appreciating and having gratitude and being present for every moment that you're in because you don't know when you're going to die.
True.
So live your life fully present. It's going to be something that I say more so now than ever. And maybe it's taking me getting a freaking 9 to 5 job to realize that, you know, not everything's glitter and rainbows and butterflies, but I actually enjoy my job, by the way. But it's taking me to realize that, like, in every moment I can be very grateful for what I'm doing. I can be grateful for the people that I'm helping. I can be grateful for what I'm learning, new things. I can help my family understand new things so that it can help them in their lives, and I can pass on information to you guys as well. Like, just so many little things that you can be grateful in the moment because you can pass it on, or, you know, share it in your outside world, that you can live it in your outside world. And once we start to, you know, understand that being present, I feel like, or living your life to the fullest is being fully present, I think that's when we start to, you know, have more peace with life, no matter if you're working a shitty job, or, again, my job's not shitty, I like my job, but I'm just giving you examples, or working a job you love and maybe you're tired of it and you want to try something new. Just about, you know, being grateful. I feel like gratitude, peace, and presence are like very hand in hand.
Absolutely. And like I've been experimenting this little presence thing all week, and it really has, like, without even me like thinking about being more grateful as well, just more gratitude has just naturally come through, intuitively come through. When I get frustrated because I'm being so present, I'm able to stop for a second and notice those thoughts. Notice these thoughts of frustration or thoughts of negativity, and I'm able to turn it around and find something to be grateful for, because I'm in my actual presence. I'm thinking right. I'm conscious. I'm here in this moment. And there's been a lot of things that randomly this week I'm like, oh, I'm so grateful for this. And like, they're not big things.
Yeah.
They're just small things. But the more we actually look around and we're able to consciously be grateful of the things we have, it's just more abundance comes, because you're putting out abundance energy. And you're out of that lack mindset. When we get in the loops of lack mindset, then it's hard to be grateful for anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I've lived a lot of my life in a lack mindset up until recently.
1000%. I still struggle.
Yeah,
Been
definitely.
struggling.
It's not that I'm perfect about it. You know what I mean? I still be like, fuck this, fuck that. I don't have anything in my life. And then I look around, I'm present, and I'm like, fuck, my life's great. I can't even complain. Like, literally, I can't. I got good friends. I eat. I got water. I got a job. I got all the things that I technically need if you're looking from the outside in. But like,
yeah, and again, as Americans, we really take for granted the everyday life we live.
Yeah.
Because truly, we have so many blessings, and we don't. Luckily, thankfully, we're able to even take it for granted.
I don't know who was talking to me about this, but man, you just reminded me of something. Man, I feel like it was you, so I'd feel weird if I tell a story, but I don't know. I only have 5 friends. But they were just talking about how they knew someone that lived in another country. I don't even remember what the country was, but that when they moved here, it was like Americans are just very fast. Oh, it was Oscar. I'm pretty sure it was Oscar. Shout out Oscar if he's listening to this. But like, he said that the man that he works with, that he said that in his home country, like the whole like city or like country, I don't know, shuts down for dinner, and you all sit together and you eat, and it's like a practice. So like when you come to America, it's just we're going, and it's hard for us to be present and, you know, fully, exactly that, being present with your family, with yourself, with time, with your books, with whatever you want to do. It's like we're constantly going in America, and it's obviously not great for us.
Yeah, and in our day and age with technology, and any moment, we don't take time to be bored anymore. We don't take time to just sit and be. It's just constantly do. And that doesn't allow for a lot of present moment whenever every time you're even slightly bored you pick up your phone, because once you pick up your phone and go down the deep dark web of social media, then you can get lost. Time goes by, your life goes by.
For real. And are you going to remember the moments that you're on your phone scrolling? Or are you going to remember the moments that you're with your friends or enjoying a good book, or
if the juice is good enough?
Just for kidding. Real though. No, but for real though, like, I mean, really, what are you going to remember on social media?
No, I don't. It's just sometimes I go down those gossipy rabbit holes.
For real. When you're 70 years old, are you going to look back at, like, going to a festival, or are you going to look back at fucking looking at your phone the whole time? Like, of course.
No, really.
You know?
It is. And
or being with your family, or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be something extraordinary, but it should be extraordinary no matter what it is.
Because every breath we take really is extraordinary.
Yes, it's a blessing.
I was thinking about that today, and, like, one part of my gratitudes that I was writing in my journal this morning was my health, because, well, we've gone through a pandemic in the past, well, since you guys know.
Yeah, y'all wouldn't know, but...
y'all wouldn't know, but we've been in a pandemic, and...
Panoramic.
So many people are not here today, and we are. You are. If you're listening to this, you are here right now, and that's such a blessing to have gotten through it alive. Like, we take a lot of that for granted, and whenever you're able to presence yourself and sit with that, you're able to really see, like, damn, every breath is a special one.
It really is, though. It's definitely something we take for granted, you know? We wake up in the mornings, we should be grateful. I forgot, I was listening to a podcast, I think it was the one with Sahara Rose and that one woman. She talks about, like, you know, they live in a small community because that's how they want to live, and one day I want to live like that.
You don't want to start a commune?
Hey, hit us up if you want to start a commune. But she talks about how, like, in the mornings, the first thing she tells her, like, kids are, you know, good morning, I'm so proud of you for waking up this morning, like, grand rising, like, telling her children that, because it is a blessing and it is something to be proud of, that you woke up in the morning and you got up and you're alive and grateful. Like, it's a beautiful thing. We should celebrate waking up every freaking morning. Some people don't get to wake up. Some people mentally and actually don't get to wake up. You know what I mean? So it is something to be so freaking grateful and thankful for.
Definitely. It's just, sorry, I floundered on what I was going to say.
It's okay.
But whenever you were talking about, like, future and past, it's something to take into consideration if you're a past person like me. Like, 99% of the time when you're looking backwards, you're looking through rose-colored glasses of nostalgia that chances are you didn't even feel like all happy-go-lucky looking back, like, oh, I wish I was back in this moment. Like, were you really happy, or are you just looking back and like, oh, that was a great time in my life? Or were you even present then? Or were you just focused on where you're at right now?
Mm-hmm.
And so just be careful, you know? We don't know what's going to happen in the future, and we literally can't do anything about the past, and we might not even be seeing it in the true light that it is. So just be wary.
Yeah, definitely. Be open, be awake about it, you know? Try to be present about it. That reminds me, I was listening to Eckhart Tolle, and that's his name, by the way, Eckhart Tolle. I was watching a video this morning, and he talks about how, you know, when you first take LSD or, like, a drug, right? He was talking about LSD, that, like, your mind shuts off all of the thinking in your head, so you're fully present. And so when you pick up this glass of water, you're like, oh my gosh, look at this glass of water. Look how crazy and beautiful this is. And it's like, it's so true. Like, what if we lived our lives like that every moment, you know, being so grateful and thankful of the things we get to drink, the things we get to do and eat and be, just being so grateful for being. If we lived our life as we were on drugs, this sounds weird, every single day, maybe not some drugs, but this, you know, you understand what I'm trying to say. If we lived our life so grateful for every moment, like, we'd fucking be at peace so much, like, nothing else would almost matter. And I feel like I've said this before, but just piggyback off what Danielle had said earlier about if you're a past person, because I feel like I'm a past and present person as well. Not so, I don't think maybe not as much past. What I do, I think, is, like, shove it down, and I try not to think about it. But what I've been doing now is actually like feeling the moment and telling myself that it's a situation that I cannot change anymore. So why dwell on something I cannot change? Cannot change the past. I cannot change how I perceive that situation or how someone perceived me, but what I can do is be present and be better, you know? Be a little better than how I expected to be back then or whatever, you know? But yes, all of this to say, guys, that the greatest gift of life is presence. And it is the present of life.
Yes. And so whenever sit with yourself. If you're struggling, sit with yourself and just ask, am I okay in this moment right here? And chances are you're fine. Even if you got money struggles, even if you've got boyfriend, relationship, in this moment, you're secure, you're all right. And a lot of times worry, you can knock out so much. I'm a worrier, and it's hard to worry when you're in the present moment, because that's even right now. I got things, yes, I could worry about and stress on, but right now, everything I need is taken care of. Mm-hmm. I'm taking aligned action to make sure I get through what I need to, but you got to surrender. The universe will take care of you. You just take the aligned action you need and surrender your thought, because your thoughts will get you all twisted and tripped up.
Yeah, definitely. It's your thoughts.
The stories
that you tell yourself, man, they aren't true. I bet you 100% that they're not true. Like, ask yourself, if you catch yourself telling yourself a story, I don't know, like, I'm so dumb. It's like, where in your life can you prove that you're not dumb? Like, are you really dumb? Okay, then how did you download this app to get a podcast? Dumb people can't do that. You know, something so simple. Like, dumb people don't pass the 12th grade, don't pass the 5th grade, don't pass the 2nd. You know what I mean? I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say, but you're not dumb. And, you know, you're capable of anything that you want to do. But it's understanding that these stories that we're telling ourselves are lies.
Yeah.
They always will be.
It's just about waking up each day and taking each day like the new day it is, the new chance, a refresher. It doesn't have to be exactly like yesterday, and it won't be like tomorrow. Every day is just your chance to get up and be present and take it each day. You know, I was just thinking, and I don't know why I've never applied this to my actual life, but when I would been in my fitness routine, and like the most success I usually have is when I allow myself to take each day one day at a time, one workout at a time, one meal prep at a time, one choice on food at a time, one decision. And like, that's how it should be with everything in your life, one day at a time. All you have is today. Just worry about the day ahead, the moment you're in, and each day, well, you're gonna build up no matter what. But to worry about everything all day, every day, does no service for anyone.
Mm-mm. Actually, like, diminishes like a lot of things for you, like your health, your mental health,
Absolutely.
your body, everything. So it's better just to not dwell and not get anxious about. Obviously, easier said than done, right? But
it's a practice.
Yes.
Again, it's just about practicing it and being able to observe your thoughts. Again, being able to be conscious of your thoughts and like pick and choose the one, like, oh, that thought can go, because that's who you are. You're not these thoughts. You are the person observing the thought. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense.
You're the observer, yeah.
Yeah, so like all these thoughts going through, you're recognizing them. That's who you are. It's the person that's like, that was a negative thought, out with that. And, you know, it's hard to have a lot of negative thoughts when you're being present. I've definitely tested that theory pretty hard this week, and 10 out of 10 would recommend.
For real. So what are ways that, I feel like Danielle kind of explained a little bit, but just to tell you a little bit on how you can be present, it's literally, I'm just going to say what Danielle said a little earlier ago. It's like in this moment, like looking around, being like observing things without judgment, you know, like, wow, look at this soft comforter that I'm sitting on. Look at the outside. It's beautiful. Like, just like observing, just looking and being present and kind of like taking it all in.
Listen to these bugs that just decided to sing.
Yeah, they've been there for a minute. I hope you guys don't get annoyed by them, but it is what it is. It's already done. I'm not re-recording it.
Nature's beautiful, baby.
It is. Maybe
Listen
it'll
to
sound
the song
really
of
good.
my people.
For real. Dude, I feel like it's so much louder in my room than it is yours.
Probably. Because they're outside the tree right there. And
you think they're in the tree?
I don't know.
Just kidding.
They're coming for you.
But, okay, yeah, so you can be present by observing and taking it all in the moment. You can be present by closing your eyes and meditating and just watching and observing your thoughts. You can be present by, you know, drawing, journaling, dancing, doing the things that, you know, that you're actually in the moment for. That's what being present is. It's being still and in the moment. And
it's putting your phone down when you're out to dinner with friends and just enjoying the company. It's
not taking a picture of your food before you eat it. No, I'm just kidding. You do what you want,
but exactly, it's just about being more in the moment and less needing to, you know, especially when we pull out our phones, because that's very few. When you're pulling out your phones to document things, which is great, I'm an avid picture taker, but sometimes my best times have been like at shows and stuff where I didn't get a single photo because I was just too in the moment, lost in the sauce with my friends, just enjoying it. And I think our day and age, we tend to not honor those moments when we really should, because not everything has to be an Instagrammable photo. Not everything has to be a moment that we document every second, because that really takes you out of the moment. You're starting to think about how to edit, where you're going to post, what you're going to say. There's things that really goes into that whenever you can just be in the moment and just enjoy your time more often. I'm not saying every time. Take your photos, girl, but definitely it's a good way to practice being present with the people you're around, especially when you're with company. We've all gotten very comfortable, comfortable with just like hanging out with friends and just being on our phones the whole time, but that doesn't create memories. That doesn't do much.
Are you even spending time with the people that you love, or that you say you love, or that you say you care about? Do you even actually like these people, or are you just...
And it's a habit that we've all gotten into more than I think it's a conscious decision to ignore the people around us and get on your phone unless you have anxiety in social situation. You pretend to be on your phone, that sort of thing. I see you. I feel you.
I've done that.
That's me sometimes. But really, when you're in a good place, practice it. Take a moment to just enjoy your time and be present with those around you and whatever scenery. Even if especially when you're by yourself on a walk or something. Maybe turn off the music and just go for a walk with nothing and just enjoy the nature walk. Sounds crazy, I know, but I've done it. I do it a lot in the mornings. I'll like run for 30 minutes with headphones and listen to podcasts or music, and then for another 30 minutes I turn everything off and I just say affirmations and be present with my walk. And it really is. It's a mood changer for sure. It's really nice.
I agree with that. I feel like when I'm present too or meditating, like, those are the times that I'm really saying my affirmations, but it's because I'm presently thinking about them. Because normally I'm not. Obviously, affirmations are constant thoughts that appear into your reality if you work on them. But like when you're consciously thinking about like what things do I want to manifest, like I feel like I'm mainly doing that the most, and I feel like the most powerful too whenever I'm meditating or like being present and in my head and it's quiet.
Yeah, no, definitely. My meditations have gotten... Also, if meditation is a scary word to you, like it was me, start with like 5 or 10 minutes of guided meditations. Lifesavers. Mm-hmm. And that can help you be present and really just listen to whatever the guide is saying and be in the moment. Meditation doesn't have to be some professional, I sat an hour with my thoughts and I was really good. It takes time. It's a practice as well.
Yeah, I like to use the app Buddhify. That's probably one of my favorites. But if you don't want to buy an app or something, Spotify has some too.
YouTube, I do. I'm a lot
sure
of
Apple Music.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, YouTube for sure. YouTube I'm always using, and that's free. You can do like 10-minute guided meditation on whatever you need. Maybe it's clarity. Maybe it's, I don't know, clearing your throat chakra. Whatever it is.
Yeah. Lately, I had a back injury. Well, I've had issues with my back in the past, but it came up pretty bad about 2 weeks ago and kind of laid me out for a little bit, and that was I got down a dark mindset with it, and I started to finally, sometimes we know things that will help, but we refuse to do them. But I finally got into a situation where I was like, okay, I'm going to use the tools at bay, and I started doing meditations for my solar plexus because that was where I was having pain. And even though I have also been going to the chiropractor, but mixed with the mindset shift and the meditations and clearing and doing chakra meditations for that particular chakra, my back is doing so much better and way quicker than it ever has in the past. So I highly recommend, if you have certain ailments, to look up the actual chakra that might need to be healed, or I don't know the proper wordage for that, but yeah, you can look them up. And chances are, if you like just Google, all I did was Google what I needed to find out, and it led me to the right chakra to use. And I want to learn more on that.
Yeah, me too. Definitely the chakra system. It's a real thing.
Yeah. So again, 10 out of 10, we recommend that. There's a lot of cool info out there.
Yes.
For free.
That is a way to be present. Well, guys, I feel like I feel like I said all.
Yeah.
I said my piece.
Yeah.
Said my presence.
Said what I've had to say.
And that's it.
And that's on Detox.
Next time, next season, we should have like a little like, and that's on Detox. And then you in the background, yeah.
I swear we had made something up at one point, but totally did not follow through or remember or write it down. One of those we were talking about, but I feel like we had come up with something at one point. Anyways, I'm getting off topic.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
All of us. I mean, all of us. Just you two.
And that's our show.
Yay! The locust in the background.
Also, one more episode before we take a little breaky break and come back and hit y'all with all the goods in a more organized and disciplined manner.
Yes. And honestly, like, just really quick before we go, you know what? No, I'll just say it now. I was going to wait until the next episode, but honestly, I feel like we definitely set high expectations for ourselves, as we should. But another thing with social media is, like, we don't have to post 24/7. I've even talked to you about this, but I was listening to a podcast, and it's like, we have to create space for ourselves as well. So posting twice, as long as they're valuable content, that's all we have to do for that week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as they're getting what they need out of us, and back and forth situation here. But we want to bring as much value as we can to you guys, but also we have to feed ourselves as well. We cannot pour into you if we are not pouring into ourselves. So.
Yeah, and we have to honor our own journeys. We're
not perfect, as you know.
We're in the middle of this with you guys, and that was the point in starting this podcast to begin with, was to show you that it is messy and it can be a fucking shit show, but growth is beautiful and it's part of the journey, and we have to honor that in the present moment.
Yes.
We are so incredibly proud of the community we're building and everyone that tunes in every other week, and we're just really proud of this project already, and I can't wait to see where it goes with a little bit more
tenacity. I don't know.
Yeah,
a little more direction.
Yeah,
honestly,
I guess direction, because we've been going through it in our own life, right, and personal, and I don't think that'll ever change, but we set out to start this podcast, and we did, and we're very proud of it, and we're very thankful for you guys and grateful for y'all, and can't wait to keep growing.
Presently, always grateful for you guys, honestly. Really, like, there's a lot of things in my life that I don't know, but what I do know is that Danielle and I are meant to be doing this.
Yeah, we love this space, and I think that's why we both are so dedicated to making it, I want to say better, but better, and making it and growing it in a way that is fully in alignment, and where we can continue to bring y'all valuable content and grow ourselves, and grow with y'all.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's on Detox. But anyway,
thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yes, thank you so much. Please share, if you guys don't mind, go to iTunes and leave us a review. We would love that. It would definitely help us reach more people. Send it to your friends, to your family, to your dog, to your sister, to your cat, whatever you gotta do.
Yes, we appreciate it, and we'll see y'all back for episode 10.
Bye. Love y'all. Thank you for listening and being part of this process. We are so grateful to have you guys alongside this journey with us. If you resonated with this episode, please share it on your platforms and tag us at Detox Your Habits. We would love to hear your insight and any downloads you received when listening today. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast and leave a review letting us know what you'd like to hear next.